as we waited for our Union Army to march into town and burn our barns, Lieutenant Hutchinson made up for things the best way he could. Or so Lida told me.
Pardon me?
You don't need to apologize.
All right. Around here, a girl doesn't kiss a fella unless she's engaged.
Then I'll speak with your father tonight.
My father taught his children to make up their own minds.
Emma Eliza Dutton, will you marry me?
For 2 days, the Union soldiers came through Upper Loudon, burning barns and killing and driving off the last of our livestock.
Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul, and guideth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
You will not burn my barn. My granddaddy built that with his own 2 hands. Please, you can't do this. We haven't done anything to you. Why are you doing this? You have no right to be on my property. Are you listening to me? You don't understand. This is all I have for the entire... Mama, no. Mama, step back. You're gonna pay for this!
Sergeant Thomas. We know, Sergeant. We'd better get to it.
Yes, sir. Corner these weapons. We're not going to need them here. Here's some flour for some bread. And can I keep this tin cup? Because I mushed mine the other day and I said put it away.
They got some lucifers here that we could use.
Sir, we can't use these here.
You know there's orders to burn, Sergeant.
Sir, I know these people. Can we keep high? Sir, these are the girls who put the newspaper out.
De wat voor nieuws?
Mama, they shot him.
Das ist, was ich gerade gesagt habe.
What?
Warum machen wir denn überhaupt so?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I will not burn this house.
Just the barn, Dieter. Just the barn.
Verstehst du nicht?
Fine. You two go on to the next one. I'll burn this one. We're sorry for your troubles.
Burn away, if it'll keep Mosby from foraging here.
I thank you, miss.
Lord. It's Gabriel Moss here. I'm about played out. I think this war's about played out too. As you know, I've been considering crossing the Potomac to surrender. Since I ain't had nothing to eat in 2 days, I don't think I got the strength. Well, on a good day, I ain't no swimmer. So you got to give me a sign if you want me to go. You know I ain't a good man, but I got my points. I'm gonna head out and warn the Dutton family about Moberly's raid. Well, that's a thing, ain't it? Please, you got to give me a sign, Lord. God, please. I just come to... Well, I crossed the river at first light.
The next morning, Gabriel Moss set out to cross the Potomac River and give himself up. Unfortunately, John Moberly had set out that morning as well. He was looking for conscripts, new recruits, and a fight.
Yes. Can be right about it.
A harmony?
Moberly! John! Maggie!
I know this house is taking in wounded Union soldiers. I need to know if you'll take a rib, and I need to know now.
Lizzie's the doctor here. That'll be up to her.
Clear it.
Found him on the road. I know his name.
It's Gabriel Moss. There it is.
Did it pass through?
There's very little blood. It's still in there.
But you can't remove the bullet vein.
Yes, with Dr. Bond's help.
Lieutenant Milbrow, be warned. If anyone comes to this door asking after this man, we're bound to answer honestly.
Even if he's unfit for travel.
He'll be in God's hands.
Yes, trust in God, Lieutenant. And trust me to answer the door. It's Moberly. Billy! Billy! Quick, in here! Billy!
Go on, boy. Get upstairs. Hold up.
Stand aside. Conscription orders.
So we're taking Quaker children now?
That boy ain't a child, and you can mind your own damn business.
These people are my business, sir. And they're bringing you up on charges for shooting a Union officer after he surrendered.
Says who?
Half a town of honest Quakers. Now you walk on out of here, and I'll swear that they're mistaken, and that I've seen that man alive.
You can keep your damn Quaker hospital.
But, Lieutenant, Sergeant Stewart really did survive.
I know, Miss Debbie. I was just practicing this Quaker.
Don't you ever leave me again.
I won't, girl. I swear.
After Moberly's conscription raid, Billy Summer decided he'd had enough.
State your name.
David Thomas Dodge.
Born in. Welcome to the Army, Private. Step forward.
My son, William John Summer. He's a drummer.
You get that, sir? Volunteered this day to serve as a soldier in the Army of the United States of America for the period of 3 years unless solemnly discharged by proper authority. You also agree to accept such bounty, pay, rations, and clothing as are or may be established by law to volunteer.
And the Union Army decided they'd had enough of John Moberly.
Oh, Lord, I'm gone.
By April, we had very little food to live on. But we girls stayed busy with our newspaper and thereby kept our hopes alive.
You wrote a joke about me. Read it.
Okay, so why is Maggie like the last stick of candy I got at Point of Rocks? Because she is short and sweet.
Lizzie wrote that.
Little. Embarrassing.
William.
Evening, Lida.
Lieutenant, by weapons?
I want you to know, ma'am, I fully respect your truce, but I had no one to hand them to. I can leave it on the doorstep. It's not as though you have Confederates hiding in the closets here.
No, not in the closet.
Mother. Let me. Lieutenant, does Dee remember the dry goods package we discussed last week?
The one that wishes to be sent north?
Yes, the package is 50 years old with a slight touch of rheumatism.
Special delivery. I'll see to it myself.
Don't. You would be so good, sir, as to hand over your weapons and come with me. Your weapons, sir.
John Milbrow, you have no right to brandish a firearm in this house.
John, what are you doing?
I'll have your arms now, thank you.
John Milbrow, how can we do this when the wounded soldier Dee brought here is lying right up those stairs?
What?
Well, this one is not wounded yet. Come with me.
No.
Here's Confederate chivalry. Truce doesn't mean anything to him.
What truce?
He didn't see them. He didn't see the signs.
What signs?
Lida put up signs with white flags of truce at each entrance to the town. Soldiers are supposed to leave their weapons before entering.
Perhaps the lieutenant cannot read.
Perhaps I came through the cornfields.
Sure, like a snake.
Well, it takes one to know one. Or does this belong to your mother?
He didn't have anyone to leave it with.
I had no idea how many Confederates were already visiting.
Truce or no truce, he knows about the wounded man. Coming with me.
William! They wouldn't turn in a wounded soldier, would they?
No, I wouldn't. Word of honor.
There is no such thing as honor in your country, sir.
Come on now. You're both men of your word. Now put away your gun and give him back his pistol belt.
Thank you. Lotta, care to tell me how long there's been a wounded Confederate lying up those stairs?
One day longer than he should. But he was never a danger. We took his pistol the first day and threw it in the privy.
That'll do it.
Well, sir, you got your weapons. Get on out of here.
I believe I hold a preemptory invitation for tea.
Come on then, Maggie. I'll walk you home.
No, John, I want to stay here with you and have tea.
Maggie, as a lieutenant in the Confederate Army, I can hardly be expected to sit around a tea table with this...
John, listen to me. Long past all we've known of this war, there'll be a family here. And that family holds people who love me. Don't ask me to leave them.
But I'm only asking you to step down the road with me.
You're asking for more than that.
You're right. I'm asking for you to stand by me as your future husband.
You're not asking for my loyalty.
Then what do you think I'm asking for, Maggie?
To hate what you hate. I'm asking you to love what I love. Will you please join us for tea? John, you promised.
For you, Maggie. I will for you.
And I'll take their weapons. William, would thee pass the cornbread?
Sir, biscuit?
Oh, I see we have forgotten our manners. John Milbrow, may I introduce thee to William Hutchinson?
Lieutenant Hutchinson, New York.
William, this is John Milbrow.
Lieutenant John Milbrow, Georgia. So kind of you, Lieutenant Huckleberry.
That's Hutchinson.
Humblest apologies.
Think nothing of it. Lieutenant Milksap.
Gentlemen! Sit down.
From that day to this, I can honestly say I've never been afraid of anything. Soon afterward, Richmond fell, Lee surrendered, and the war was over. John Milbrow married our dear Maggie, and they decided to settle out west. Lizzie had kept up a correspondence with Lieutenant Dunlap, and eventually he showed up at her door. Just as he promised, William Hutchinson came back for Lida, and they had a long and happy marriage. Lida continued to maintain that she'd only ever promised to like him, not to love him. And they continued that happy argument in front of their children, and their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren. And the so-called Civil War has become a distant memory to us. And I suppose that's the end of my story.
And that leaves just you, Miss Sarah.
Well, I couldn't wait for the schoolhouse to go up. So in the best of weather, I taught the freedmen's children right in my side yard.
And those children loved you. Are you ready for your portrait?
Yes, I am.
Care to smile?
All the time. Just all the time.
Second day, 7th month, 1864. An editorial. Many threats have been made about burning our houses over our devoted heads. But Waterford is still standing. And we trust it may stand long into the future to remind other generations that in its time-honored walls once dwelt as true lovers of their country as ever breathed the breath of lifelong suffering, but faithful to the end.